How you doing, champions? I thought I'd just do a little video because, of course, today is Mental Health Awareness Day. And I don't know if all of you, or any of you, are aware of the fact, well, I know some of you will be, but, you know, like where Screaming Chimp really started from. Screaming Chimp really started with me wanting to kill myself, essentially, about 4.5 years ago. And I, you know, got given some chili seedlings to help with my depression while I'm trying to go through assessment and assessment and assessment. In the end, it actually took 18 months of assessments to get through to actually getting a one-to-one appointment with anybody to talk to. The state of our mental health system is just, it's ridiculous. I mean, these chili plants, you know, and the ones outside and all that sort of stuff, these are the things that really helped me through my sister asking me to make a Man Beast food challenge sauce. If it wasn't for those two things, essentially, and Vicky, Mrs. Chimp, I probably wouldn't be here, to be honest. You know, I was stood down the hallway with the tip of a knife in my chest, and to be perfectly honest, I didn't really want to be here any longer. I just reached a point in my life where I was like, do you know what? I'm better off with... Everybody else is better off without me here. I can't really add anything to anybody's situation, and I just seem to be making things worse whenever I open my mouth. So, yeah, that really came to a head. Yeah, it was a pretty dire situation to be in, to be honest. It was... And I probably stayed in the house for 3 months at a time, not seeing anybody. And even when I did go up the road to see the Grand Chimps and have dinner, Sunday dinner there, God bless you, thank you very much. But yeah, I just wanted to get out there really as soon as I got there. It was pretty bad for quite a long time. So the fact that, you know, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, I'm quite happy to have people ask me questions. I'm quite happy to... You know, I've been and told my story in a couple of prisons, in Low Newton Prison in Durham, women's prison, and Kirk Levington men's prison. Because, of course, people need to see that there's something, you know, after you've been through your depression, after you've been through your thing, if you do come out the other end of it, then there is, you know, you've just got to hold on a bit longer. Don't go doing anything silly, because, like, that is final. Do you know what I mean? That is, like, there's no coming back from that most of the time. You know, if there's no coming back, you don't come back. And the thing is, if I'd have carried on with it, if I'd have actually done it, Screaming Chimp wouldn't exist. We wouldn't have champions all over the planet. People wouldn't have our products in their cupboards and in their fridges. They wouldn't be putting it on their dinner. Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, of course, sometimes when you're talking about it, when I'm talking about it, of course, I don't know, I get a little, occasionally a little choked up. But that's to be expected, I think, once you've been down every now and again. You know, it's a little elastic thing in your brain. With you know, sometimes you just delve into it. You know, it's like a bungee cord. Sometimes you just dive down in there and you realise, hold on a minute, I don't want to be in here anymore. But the point is, you can actually do that. You can dive into it and you can come out the other side of it. But if you do something silly, that's final. You ain't going to be doing anything again, ever. So you got to think about the fact that there are people around. Talk to anybody. You know, I've had delivery drivers come here who have... there's one guy it's specific that had been, you know, abroad, had been shot, came back. Awesome story, by the way, dude. Nice one. And, you know, hung on, was in a real bad place and hung on, and now he's alive, now he's got kids, and he's happy. You know, the thing is that you can't... Everybody goes through stages. When you're in that stage, you always think you're the only one going through it. You're the only one that's ever had a nightmare of a situation, or a few months, or a few years. I mean, mine was just, you know, loads of little things. Every single thing on their own easy to handle. But like one after another, after another, after another, after another. And it just snowballs and you kind of don't talk about stuff. And that's the thing, is talking. You need to talk more. Find somebody you feel comfortable with. And I'm always here. I've got a message. You know, my email address is there, my on the website. My phone number's on all the business cards. And on the website, I think, as well. So, yeah, and it always just comes straight through to me. So, if you do need to talk, I'm not saying everybody just cram in, but, you know, like, yeah, talk to your doctor as well. Talk to anybody you can, because the more you talk about stuff, the better it is for you. I found that, yeah, over the last 4 years, talking about it really helps. If I don't talk about it, I tell everybody that comes to the stall virtually, or most people that come to the stall, like, you know, they ask, where did the name Screaming Jim come from? I'm like, well, it must have, you know, obviously blown on a blade of grass. Oh, that sounds like Screaming Jim. Well, that could have sounded like anything. It could have sounded like a baby crying. It could have sounded like, I don't know, whatever. Don't know. But turns out, after reading Dr. Steve Peters' Chimp Paradox book, to be honest, that was probably my screaming chimp inside. That's what made me think about it, possibly. I don't know. But yeah, it's not me, although it does turn out that I am a bit of a screaming chimp on the stool. But yeah, like I say, please get in contact if you want to have a little chat. I'm quite happy to give some of my time. And yeah, there's also great people like Minder, MYNDR. They're on Facebook as well. You know, there's lots of people. That's certainly within business anyway. But talk to your doctor. Go to your doctor. You've got to realise that the most difficult part is realising that you have a problem, realising that you need help. That's the worst bit. The worst bit is actually admitting to yourself, fuck. Do you know what? I'm really suffering here. I'm in a really bad place. And you know, I was still crying when Vic got home, and she said, I think you need to go see somebody. And I went and had a chat. And obviously that started off the process. And I'd already told it to Vicky. I'd already told it to another friend. I'd already told it to somebody else. And every time at that point I was crying. Then when I first told it to David and Jennifer, I was crying. When I told my parents, I cried. And every time you cry a little less. It gets a little better. But if you do that final thing, you'll never be able to tell anybody anything again. Just remember that. You got just hang in on there. You know? Hang in. Yeah, so obviously it's a bit of a somber one, but I just want you to know I love you all. And yeah, I just want you to keep on chimping. Because if you kill yourself, you ain't a champion anymore. You know what I mean? We love our champions. I would say, don't we, Mrs. Chimp, but she ain't here. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon. All right? Take care and keep on chimping. Bye.